Let's go. It's gonna be a new year for me. I'm gonna be in control, I said it. My life, I'm done with the suffering. And I know what I've been deserving for my life. You made a fool out of me, and you killed the pride in me. Gosse cabo qui ta controlla, gosse miso qui ta controlla, baby vala, baby vala. Gosse cabo qui ta controlla, gosse miso qui ta controlla, baby vala, baby vala. You control me, again you control me, and I just want it, you control me. Just want it, you control, and I can't control it. I can't control my feeling. I can't control my body. But I can control my mind. I'm gonna free my mind. You control me. You control me. You control me. You control me.
Good evening. You're listening to the International Black Show on NTS. I'm your host, Luna OG, and this year I'll be alternating again with Boima Tucker, Chief Boima. But tonight I'll be continuing our conversation with Kaysha. This is part 2 of the interview I did with him. Kaysha is the visionary singer, songwriter, producer, and label owner who began in hip-hop before making an international mark, melding American R&B with Caribbean zouk and African kizomba. So for the next hour, I'm going to play an interview in which Kaysha discusses how the genre of zouk and kizomba came together and what role he had to play in this cultural phenomena, and also the future direction that exists for both him as an artist and businessman, as well as for the contemporary forms of electronic African music in general. First, we'll hear him talk about how he began listening to and making zouk while on tour with Guadeloupean singer Jean-Michel Rotan.
We are in the internet generation, right? So nothing can be yours anymore, in my opinion nowadays. My mentor one day sat me down in South America and told me everything has a takeoff, apogee, landing. Everything. This is life. All of us, same thing, and it's the same thing for genres. So any genre can have an hegemony for whatever amount of time, but there's always going to be one point where it fades out or it creates a subgenre and then that subgenre becomes bigger. And I went my whole career thinking about that and never wanting to be associated with one genre because I don't want to be, when it becomes Titanic, I don't want to be going down. I want to be on the life-saving boat going to the next one. And from time to time, I hear something and I'm like, this is next. So Zouk, it was more, it's not something I wanted to do because I really wanted to rap. To me, Zouk was to get the ladies in the Zouk club. That's it. Then I went to the West Indies on tour as a dancer and a rapper with Jean-Michel Rotin. And I got immersed for 6 months in Zoukland. And that's when I was like, in the beginning, I was only listening to music on BET. And so I was playing the same stuff all over and over again. But I was never turning on the radio because first I didn't understand Creole. And yeah, that was not my thing at all. After a few months there, not only you start understanding what people are saying, but every girl you meet is actually, oh, I want to make love with this. And you're like, oh my God, shit. Okay, let's follow the rhythm. And then at a point, you start enjoying the music. Before the umbrella term, there was a lot of subgenres, and everything was a subgenre of Zouk. Holland had Ghetto Zouk, France had Zouk, and Compa Zouk, Compa in Haiti. The Cap Verdean music was called Cabo Zouk at that time. And then Monique Seka, Olivier Ngoma, this was Afro Zouk. So everything was a something of Zouk. So Zouk had Zouk was winning in terms of branding.
This genre of music, which was traditionally known as Zouk and has now merged with what was once a separate and distinct style called Kizomba, is a genre of music that has multiple histories and keeps reinventing itself. It's known by different names, by different people, but has similar rhythms. And Kaysha stands at the apex of these histories, having grown up in the DRC in France and having studied in the Caribbean and New York. So this is precisely why Kaysha is so important to this story. His personal history very much mirrors and reflects all these destinations and geographic locations that played a role in the global form of this Afro-diasporic music. In the next clip, he describes an experience realizing the potential for marketing Zouk before it became the phenomenon of what it is today.
I remember sitting down with all the leaders of Zouk, the radio, the other producers, the other label owners, sitting down with everybody in a big table and telling them, listen, I brought you here because we need, I was coming back from a salsa event and I was like, what's going on here? We have to do a Zouk festival. And they're like, what you mean? We have to teach white people how to dance Zouk. Because if we have 10 times more people learning to dance Zouk, we will sell all our CDs. Makes sense. And they all know Zouk in France, but they only know Compagnie Créole, Cassav, and Francky Vincent. That's it. Like the ones that could pass the wall. Everything else is in the ghetto. If we teach everybody how to dance Zouk, and maybe if I find a girl that is blonde with blue eyes and I make a Zouk song for her, we can touch way more people. And somebody is like, no! What the fuck? Hey, African guy. I was like, oh, what's going on? He's like, hey, you think we've been tolerating you singing Zouk in English and not in Creole, putting R&B in our music, denaturating our music, producing Soumia, a fucking Moroccan girl. You from Congo. Eligio, Cap Virgin guy. We've been tolerating you guys. And now you want to do what? You want to give our culture to them? And I'm like, if you don't do that, you die. That was my answer. I was like, guys, if you don't do that, you die. And all of them band against me. Yeah, come on, man. Listen, we know you are okay. You make the most money out of us. You have like your label is all your artists are number one. You're number one, but don't push it. You're a guest here. In this case, you call me when Kizomba eats your lunch. 10 years later, they all call me crying. In the Kizomba festival, you know how they call Zouk? Traditional Kizomba.
À force d'attendre qu'un beau jour tu me regardes, perdu dans l'ombre de tes peines et de tes joies. Je suis passé à côté de ma vie à moi, sans un sourire, sans une larme, je reste là. Attendre je ne sais quoi. Toi, mais elle était là quand tu ne me regardais pas. Si tu veux de moi, ne me laisse pas comme ça. Je cherche ton regard dans ces caresses, dans la nuit, c'est à toi que je crois. Et tu un rêve, un souvenir ou bien un cauchemar. Je dois fuir ton image, je ne peux pas rester comme ça. Si tu veux de moi, mama took my hand, I couldn't count it. Tears, 10,000 roses on the floor, don't you know? I felt the blessing of my friends surrounding me. I knew I'll never let you go. So one day I gotta hurry, 'cause I know you are the one for me. The missing piece of my kingdom. He was on a Thursday, one rainy day, loving you, mama. Yes, on a Thursday, one rainy day, loving you, mama.
I discovered I'm a piano just before the pandemic. And I remember listening to it and saying to myself, uh-oh, this is the contender. Before continuing my phrase, when I heard Afrobeat the first time, I was like, oh, this is gonna work, because this is really good for the clubs. It's electronic. The dance music people can enjoy it. The R&B people can enjoy it. The Zouk people can enjoy it as well. And everybody actually can enjoy it. And then they were taking it, it was becoming simpler and simpler, I guess. It was, and they had, like, if you like reggae or dancehall, you can hear it in there. You like listen to Burna Boy, you like, this guy could have been Shabba Ranks, like in the 90s. All these artists were really doing something that you could find something that that was familiar in there. When I heard I'm a piano, I was like, oh, this is next. 4 years ago, I told everybody that I know. Actually, that's when I did my first I'm a piano EP under another name. But actually, I was one of the first guy doing I'm a piano outside of South Africa. Because I heard it from a video. I think it was a video of a girl dancing on Instagram, and I was like, what is this? I sent a message to a friend of mine on the South Africa coast, a DJ Vanko. I said, Vanko, what is this? Oh, that's my piano. What? I'm a piano. I started listening to a bunch of my piano. I was like, oh, this is crazy. The reason why I believe I'm a piano is the next one is because I'm a piano is deep house. I'm a piano is exactly what I was telling the Zouk people back in the days. If you want to expand, you're going to have to take a little bit of the syrup and put a lot of water so that it's not too concentrated for people, and it would be, oh. That's how you expand. Zouk could not do it, so it got actually sucked into everything else. You can hear Zouk in everything, but they don't call it Zouk anymore. Amapiano has the tempo of Kwaito that was super popular in South Africa. South Africa, the bass lines. This is deep house. So it's been 40 years that we know those doom doom ding doom ding ding doom doom ding ding ding. All you need is to do one in English.
by the sunshine, we were born Africans. And we're here, feeling it, dancing, worshiping the love of life. Feeling it, dancing, worshiping the love of life. I didn't think we'd end up reminiscing about the past. Oh, yeah. Dreaming of a land that's far away. Life is fast, and now I'm feeling cold. I'm cold. Life's unfold. I'm told the world is cold. I would give everything to go back to my roots. If only I could. And we are here, dancing, worshiping the love of life. Dancing, worshiping the love of life. The love of life. The love of life. The love of life.
Because the music is global now. It's not more anymore an American hegemony. It's just Caribbean music everywhere, Caribbean, African music everywhere. It's been there. Like, because to me, reggaeton is African music. Slaves, Jamaica, Shabba Ranks, Dembo. Before Puerto Rico, it was the Panama people, Puerto Rico, reggaeton, Daddy Yankee. So all these genres now, because of the internet and because of there's only 400 million Americans, and it's 7 billions of the rest. So now that we all have internet and we all have access to Spotify, our music is now exploding everywhere. And I really believe that Amapiano, yeah, this is the one. And like, you have these two girls, TNC, with millions of followers doing those dance on Instagram. TikTok, Instagram is just now driving adoption of music way faster and way better than any marketing agency, etc. So when I started music, actually, I believe that all was missing was TikTok, Instagram. I didn't have all that, and I spread all around the world. So imagine now when you have the ultimate form, or the best form for now, of African music, because it sounds, the Africans love it, and the white people love it as well.
We know that even though the music is Caribbean and African, the people who get paid from it, and also the artists who are able to actually perform it,
Yes.
are American and European. And so and have also global, the ones who get global notoriety from the music. What are some of the barriers that you think is from both having cross collaborations between different African artists from different African countries, and also any barriers between actually being able to have African artists go global beyond just the very, very few, including yourself?
I don't think it's language. I think it's territorial still. I believe that the internet revolution is in its infancy. Because if you think about the death of the CD, it's been 12 years, 10 years. Now, it's been replaced by subscription models, right? Subscription models work on three things: the music, the internet, and a credit card to be able to pay monthly. This infrastructure is super Occidental. In Africa, good luck having a Spotify account, and if you have it here, paid here, you can play there. But if you are a Congolese producer, you can be on Spotify, but your public will be outside in Occidental, where the internet is cheap, where you still have to pay $20 for 5 gigabits. Is look at the explosion of the forthcoming of reggaeton. It's not that J Balvin came out of nowhere and exploded. It's not what happened. Colombia, Brazil, Peru, South America, the cell phone companies liberated internet at a cheap price for the masses. $10 in the month, and you have 30 gigs and unlimited Wi-Fi at home, something like that. It's simple. Africa doesn't have that. You know why? Because the governments are scared of the internet, because they've seen the Arabs do their revolutions on Facebook, and they don't want people to have all that free internet. So most of the time they keep it and the telecoms, the Vodacoms, the Vodaphones, the Orange is the French company, and in France they have a huge competition. So in France they can only price their thing for $10 a month, right? And for $10 they give you everything: unlimited internet, this and that and cable and fixed telephone. Where do they make their money? Africa. Because in Africa there's no competition, so they all get monopoly in Africa and they milk Africa. Now I was sitting last month with the number 3 of Universal Music Africa. I mean the vice president of a live touring, so he was really everything. And I was asking him, so what about Africa? And he was telling me the only way to make money with an African artist is touring. Because even YouTube, if you make 10 million views in the US with a song, you get $100,000. Make 10 million views in Portugal, you get 50,000. If you make 10 million views, 100 million views, 1 billion views in Congo, you know how much you get? 0. You know why? Google doesn't have any ads in YouTube. So you can get all the plays you want. The only thing it will create for you is shows, because you will be able to say, hey, look at the views I got. And here, a lot of artists, they inflate their views. They pay for views because they're trying to be in the clubs. They just use the views as look, I have views. When me, I was in France, so for every million views, you were making 3,000, 4,000, and I was trying to push my music in the US because I knew the views give more money. So that's what I was putting a lot of vlogs, a lot of things on my YouTube channel because I was monetized and my market was here. And I know that in Africa, I would only make money from all the pirate music sold. I would only make my money from shows. Everything else, I was like, how did they know my songs? We never sold this. You know that in my whole career, I never sold a single CD in Africa. So everything is pirated. Everything is downloaded or circulating via the internet now. And you don't have all this infrastructure. So African artists are actually, the only way to do it is either to make it out or to perform a lot. So it's really, and so I was explaining this to the guy of Universal. He was telling me there's a problem. The advertisers don't want to be on the internet. They want to be on real TV. And I'm like, this is real TV. Nah, this is real TV for you. For us, real TV is TV. Series, Disney, Apple, Netflix, right? This is our universe. But we don't understand that in other parts of the world, they're still where we were 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
Where is the love that we were supposed to give each other? Where are the promise of us forever being lovers?
That was singer-songwriter Kaysha talking about the infrastructural hurdles facing African artists across the continent. And you're listening to a recent collaboration with another African artist, Bodhisattva, with the track Where's Our Love?
Baby, where is our love? Baby, where is our love? Baby, where is our love? Baby, where is our love? Where is the love? Where are the comforting sentences? Where is the I could never live without you? Where is the I die without you? Where is the you, my only crew? Baby, where is our love? I'm loving you. Baby, where is our love? Oh, baby, where is our love? Yeah. Baby, where is our love? Baby, where is our love? Everything that we promised each other. Baby, where is our love? Everything. Baby, where is our love? Yeah. Baby, where is our love?
Any solo projects?
Okay, I just released Bantu Royalty, 50 songs. It's a lot of songs. So that's an album that I've created before, during, and after the pandemic. So actually, it's two albums. I would say even 3 or 4 albums in one. What I'm doing now is I'm remixing every song of that project, one by one. So I'm releasing singles every week of remixes from every song of on the album. So on top of that, I'm releasing new songs every week. So that's for me, my solo project. Even if nowadays I'm more into the NFTs, I'm exploring other side of my artistry. Collaborations, Bodhisattva all the time. So me and Body, we talk all the time. Everything he releases, I hear it usually a month or two before they come out. I put him in this, bro. Stop cherishing your music as if releasing them at a certain date will change something. This is the past. In 2022, just release every week. Just make beats, release, and then when you have a good song, keep it maybe for something more elaborate. But the algorithm will do their work. Some songs will blow up, others maybe they will blow up in 10 years. Like I have a song, Something Going On, came out in 2006. He's blowing up now because of TikTok. It blew up before when he came out here, then it blew up in Africa, then it blew up in France, and now this is blowing up on TikTok. So
If you let me do my thing, I won't let you down. I'ma do all the things that a man like me is supposed to do. Come and dance with me till the morning light. We gon' be just the way that a man and a girl are supposed to be. Hey baby, I got the feeling that we gon' be together for a while. Got something I know, it's the DJ that bought those songs. We gon' party on and party on and party on and on. We got something going on, it's the DJ that bought those songs. We gon' party on and party on and party on and
Shallow keys on the beat. On the beat. On the beat. On the beat.
and what is beautiful here is that if you are obsessed with naming things the right way, you're going to be frustrated. But if you're obsessed with freedom, you're going to see that artists are now taking freedom. They just trying stuff. As long as it sounds good and people love it, they don't care. If you listen to Burna Boy or Wizkid and all of them, and even Kizomba artists and South African artists, you realize that everybody is taking something from each other. It's like iOS and Android. Everybody is just picking, oh, this cool. You know, everybody's like, there's a lot of, like, I was listening to the new song of Judge, who's famous here in Portugal, and I was like, oh, that's Nigerian music. And then I was listening to Wizkid, and I was like, oh, that's Zouk music. That sounds Kizomba. So I was like, everybody's just exchanging ideas because we're all now in the internet village. And every Friday, 60,000 songs come out. So if you want to just play in your position and be safe, it's not going to work. Or if you want to say, oh, I'm South African, my piano is mine, everybody will tell you, fuck off. Music is to everybody, and like, what you created come from something else. I see myself at 15 making those beats and having people tell me, yo, you're not American, shut up. This was not possible 20 years ago. Today, you can actually do what the fuck you want. That's amazing. So I've never been more excited about creation than today, all these years. But when I go in a place where nobody knows me or where I've never been, and I hear my music playing, I'm like, wow. That's where I'm excited, because this is the internet. That's the internet that did that. And I get now these stories from somebody telling me, yeah, I'm in Dubai, they're playing your song. Hey, I'm here, they're playing your song. Hey, I'm there, they're playing your song. That's amazing. I love the exchange of culture that we can do nowadays. So that's the future I see for music.
You're listening to the International Black Show. This was the second of a two-part interview with prolific French and DRC artist Kaysha. Before we end the show, I'll play 3 more songs from Kaysha's catalog that to me encapsulate the layered, remarkable music that made him the renowned artist that communities across the globe, specifically African diaspora communities across the globe, know and love. So I'll play Throw Away Everything, Habibi, and Have You Back. And I hope you have a great evening.
You got a body nobody is ready for. You gonna make me come home late at night. You are the one to run away, run away, run away from and stay with your family. Yeah. I can feel it. I'm doing the mistake already. I can see it's moving. I can feel it. Oh yeah. I'm doing the mistake already. I can see the moving playing in my head. She's gonna make me throw away everything, everything, everything. She's gonna make me throw away everything, everything, I can feel it. I'm doing the mistake already. I'm playing this movie. She's gonna make me throw away everything, everything, everything. She's gonna make me throw away everything, everything, everything. This is how we do. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. I'm burning like a phoenix, phoenix. Due to my bionics, bionics. We're building pyramids of valley. Try to tell me what to see. Personalities of plastic, plastic. The face be elastic, elastic. You can buy it in the pornographic. Try to tell me what to see. You hours of worship and logic. You're the queen of a feeling, frantic. Try to tell me what to say. You can move an awful lot amount of money. Will it keep all the family together? You can seek all the glory, the power. Will it bring all the love forever? You can move an awful lot amount of money. Will it keep all the family together? You can seek all the glory, the power. Will it bring all the love forever? I will make you live forever, forever. I will build you palaces, pyramids. A bit bit, a bit bit, a bit bit. I will make you live forever, forever. I will build you palaces, pyramids. A bit bit, a bit bit, a bit bit. Tu es si belle, oh bébé. Tu es si belle. Oh bébé, ma princesse à moi. Oh bébé, ma princesse à moi.